Hiring in this day and age is a world apart from how it was done 5 years ago. But are Malaysian workers up to scratch? We talked to Jobstreet.com's country manager Gan Bock Herm on what employers look for and how the shift towards digitalization will shape the hiring trend. Jobstreet has just released the results of the Job Outlook report for 2019, and one of the findings is that 96% of Malaysian companies think that the talent landscape is going to change with a shift in digital economy. So what sort of change can we expect?
With the advent of digital transformation, new skill sets will be required. Right? They are expecting the candidates to be more innovative, to be able to think out of the box, and obviously, to be able to adapt to the changing technology. So on the candidate side, we expect that candidates need to do more work, and also to equip themselves and upskill themselves in terms of addressing some of those areas that the companies are focusing on in their digital transformation journey. Based on our survey, there are 5 areas where I think will become more important as companies embark on their digital transformation, right? So it starts from digital marketing, right? E-commerce, software development as well as database and big data analytics.
What can you say about Malaysia's position in terms of digital transformation? How far behind are we, or are we ahead of certain countries in the region?
Based on our survey, I think Malaysia is not that far behind. Of course, there is a slight mismatch between what we're seeing in the industry in terms of the requirement and what our universities are producing. So the good news is I think a lot of the universities and institutions of higher learning, they realize that challenge. So what they have done, actually, they have started to look into, for example, coming up with specific courses to address digital technology, right? So it ranges from, cybersecurity, big data, as I mentioned, and things like that. So they are preparing their graduates to be able to, go to the market with the relevant skill set. From our perspective, what we're seeing is also a lot of employers, in addition to hiring new talents, they are also looking to upskill their own employees. Right, because they believe that by giving them the right skill sets, whether it's through an on-job training, whether it's additional training and things like that, so that the employee or the staff within the company is able now to address some of those critical areas as well.
So with the digital transition that is happening among Malaysian companies, could you tell us, how this is shaping the hiring trend now as compared to, let's say, 10 years ago when digitalization wasn't the in thing?
The pool of talents that we have in Malaysia at this point in time is not sufficient. So I think companies have to adapt a more proactive approach in terms of talent acquisition strategy, right? So they also need to look at the pool of candidates who are what we call passive. So they are not really looking, right? But neither are they not doing anything. So I think companies have to realize that they have to be different when it comes to acquiring these kind of talents. Obviously, from a candidate perspective, we're seeing it's more and more critical that you not only have the technical skills, but you also have the soft skills.
What kind of soft skills, you think that talents these days should have?
Key among them is, I think, ability to communicate effectively, right? Ability to work independently and think out of the box. Also, whether they're teachable. Right, so as we go into the Industry Revolution 4.0, new technologies will keep on coming up. So whether this talent is able to adapt and change and obviously address some of these key challenges. And I think the last one is really around being able to work under pressure. Right, so because today is almost an always-on economy in that sense, right? So you're available all the time. So how do you balance between work and life?
Which industries are the best to work in such a challenging economic environment?
Based on our survey, companies that is embarking on e-commerce, for example, right? Because I think e-commerce is becoming very big. Every industry has its up and down, right? So some industry basically has a higher demand for talent, and some industry has a lower demand for talent. So there's no one specific industry that is so-called benefiting from the digital space.
The demand for digitally skilled individuals is on the rise, yet there isn't enough people with those skill sets that are required. So as a platform that plays the role of matchmaker between employers and job seekers, what do you think can be done to address this issue?
Right. So from a Jobstreet.com perspective, we continue to enhance our product and services. We also, work closely with our sister company, we call Jobstreet Education, where we basically provide additional training to help people who may need additional help in terms of enhancing their skill sets to address some of the digital technologies. We also have a program called University Graduate Employability Program, where we actually work with 16 universities in Malaysia and I think about 35 polytechnics, where we actually work closely with the counseling office, or career counseling office, to appoint what we call student ambassadors. And each of these student ambassadors are trained by Jobstreet to help our potential graduates to identify areas where they can add value, whether it's from writing up the resume and how to interview, and also to make themselves more marketable in the marketplace.
What can you tell us about the overall employment outlook, especially in this current digital age?
We're seeing that I think between now January and to June, the peak hiring season will happen. As a matter of fact, I believe it's about almost, based on our survey, about close to about 70 to 80% of our hirers saying that they will be hiring aggressively during this peak period of time. As a matter of fact, I think on Jobstreet, we're seeing at any one time about 30,000 jobs posted on our website. And again, we like to encourage the employers to not wait till they really need the talent, but to really come up with a more strategic talent acquisition strategy so that they can go and look for, as I said, those candidates who may not be looking for a job, but we know that they need to fill certain vacancies within their company.